Okay, this part right here, yeah, we're gonna do it this way. We are going to tie it on. Hold your hands up, honey, so I don't get it down. Yeah, in here like this. He's gonna tie that on. You see this hole here. Then when he drops it inside this hole, he's gonna tilt the barrel, and then he has made, okay, he just put it in. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, he's going to tilt the barrel, and I'm gonna prop you up because I need both of my hands. Where is the hole? The hole is right here. Oh, I'm catching you. Okay, right there. So, okay, so then we have, oh, we didn't get the knife. Okay, let me hold this. Okay, I'm gonna hold this finger inside the hole where he ran the string through. He's gotta go get a knife so that we can cut this string off because I'm holding it in place here. So we went through the top, down on the bottom. He tilted the barrel so I could stick my finger in it, and that, then I will cut this. Okay, pull that out. I see. Okay. So he cut that out. Then I'm going to kind of hold it like this for a minute. This is the other one. And I'm sticking my finger, the nut he says, through here so that I can stick it this way. And my fingertip is going to hold that other part. And then this is going to be turned toward him.
It's crooked.
Okay, well, I can't see, so I didn't have it set up before you reach for it.
Okay, then I'll have it.
Okay, so up. And then once he tightens it up, then we will one of these in it like this, and then what goes on here, we'll do another video and show you when we put the tubing that will go from here to the other barrel. Okay, so now he will tighten it up, and that's where the barb goes into it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, the barb goes into this because there are threadings inside. Is that Rick?
Yeah.
Because there are threadings inside of there. So the barb goes into that, and then we put the tubing on the barb. So this is what the piece looked like. This is the inside that went in the hole. And this piece here is the outside that got screwed on. And you can see now, if you're not going to connect anything to it like the barb and the hose, and you just want to cap that off, these are the caps that goes screwed into that if you just want to cap it off. But we are going to screw these barbs, this part here, into that hole, and like this, this is going to go in there like that, and then on this end that's barbed, we are going to put this hose, and so he's connecting. Okay, so he's connecting the hose in between. So this is our spigot here that we're gonna put underneath it for the water, and he's gonna do this to each one of the barrels. We're gonna do that to each one of the barrels, and then he's gonna put that silicone around them, just like he did right there. And on the very end, he has an overflow spigot here. Now, instead of just turning the overflow on, if it starts filling up too much, we can capture the water on this end also, and put them like in, you know, like when you finish with your milk, wash your milk jugs out, you can fill those up. In case the water is off inside the house, you can fill it up with the overflow water and use it to put it in your commode tank. So that way, if you use the bathroom, at least you can flush it. And we'll be back later and explain even more. And these little hose clamps right here is what he is putting on the ends to tighten up the hoses onto the barbs. That's these. Oops. And each one of the barrels has caps on them so no rain can get in. Now these barrels have one hole on the lip here where if water, you know, it's raining hard or whatever, and water comes up on top, it can drain out. But Lee's gonna make some more hose around it because it does, water does sit in here, as you can see, until it gets up that high. So actually the hose need to have some hose made, you know, like down here in the angle. It's a neighbor's cat. Down here in an angle, Oscar.
Oscar.
So he's gonna do that all the way around so no water sits up here on top. We also have caps for these also. And we'll decide if we want it or not. Let me show you the neighbor's cat right here. That jumped up on the porch.
What are you doing?
Over here with Lee.
What are you doing, huh?
Real friendly cat. It was in the back earlier. Its name is Oscar. Let me see. Oscar! Oscar! Hey, little boy! Oscar! Pretty Oscar! Pretty Oscar! So that's how those cameras get turned around. I was wondering.
So hard because
Yeah, then he's got to move that closer. You want me to move it closer for you? Got it? Okay. And then we have, since the tops are like this, they're very difficult to get on and off. So we have this tool here that we had to order from Amazon. It makes it a lot easier. You just twist in this to get them on and off. It's called a bung wrench, B-U-N-G wrench, or bung tool. So we have right now this cap that can get in or out of it, but we're going to take the cap off. We're going to put the barb on it. That's what good teeth are for. So that's the barb. We're going to screw. Which way?
back towards you.
Toward me? Okay.
Unless you want me to do that.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me see.
You don't want to start it crooked.
I know. Okay, I'll let you put it in there. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay, so we switched because he was worried I was gonna get it started crooked. Man, your arms are hairy in here. You're like a Bigfoot.
Need my wrench.
Okay.
I'll have to go get a wrench.
Okay, so he's gonna have to get a wrench to get that in tighter. Okay, but anyway, that is going to go in there, just like that one. Okay, so he'll show you how sometimes if it doesn't go in so easily, he has to use his tool because the threading.
See how easy that went in?
Oh, that one went in very easy. So he didn't need the tool, but in case, had it not, show him your tool. He just uses this like this, and then he cranks it on.
Okay. Yeah, it's already leaking, so we're gonna have to go over it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so first he just tightened up the clamp, the hose clamp with his hand, and then he's going to use the ratchet to finish tightening it up.
The clamps, yeah.
The hose clamps.
All right.
Okay.
On to the next.
On to the next. So far we've gotten that one, that one, that one, and now the next. On to the next one. Okay, so he's going to be drilling holes in the lip just so that the lip doesn't catch water and mosquitoes it doesn't collect a mosquito larvae. So that's why he's doing those holes. Okay, so I'm up here on the porch so you can see how the gutter was done, how Lee put the gutter together, how he has the mesh inside of the gutter to keep leaves and as much stuff out as he possibly can. After the first 10 minutes of rain, then the filtering system, we turn it around and start going through the barrels. But until then, the first 10 minutes is when any debris or dust or anything falls on the roof or in the gutter. It gets washed out before we actually start capturing the water. Okay, so to disinfect and sanitize the items that I'm going to use for the rain barrel for filtration, excuse me, for filtration to make my own filter in a 5-gallon bucket. I will show more detail when we get it set up, but just to show you that I have got, we will be placing first 100% cotton sheets cut out, the size that I need, a double layer. I will put that in the bottom of the bucket first. The bucket will have a hole in the bottom where the rain will filter through to the barrels. When we get it set up, I'll show you that. So there will be 2 layers of 100% cotton fabric. Then I will have, let me get this, just a second. Okay, so I just opened this up knowing I was going to have difficulty with one hand. This is my activated charcoal. But anyway, this is the activated charcoal. I'm just, as I sanitizing everything and you know what all, they will be going inside these reusable Folgers coffee that we use and wash out. So let me put this back on because I want to keep it closed up tightly. So okay, I will put sand in here inside the bucket. This is the sand. Here I am getting it all sanitized, making sure there's no pathogens or anything in it. After I put the sand, I'm going to put 2 more layers of the fabric. I will put the pebbles on top of that. I've got all of these pebbles. It will go on top of the layers of fabric. And then after I put these pebbles, I will put 2 more layers on top of it, and then I will put the rocks on top of that. And then we will have the lid on it with the part that comes out of the lid and goes up to the gutter section. Okay, so in here, and I'll have to move that around because that rock's kind of sticking out a little bit, so I'll move it around. In each one of these, I have got Clorox in them to sanitize them, to kill any pathogens in them. And depending on the size of the bowl or how many rocks you have in it and stuff, you can put like a half a teaspoon, no, well, depending on the size, but for these sizes, you would go like 1 teaspoon up to 1 tablespoon. Okay. Now, and you can go to any creek, any place to get pebbles and rocks. The sand, you can buy play sand, you know, like that you would put for the kids, and then sanitize it. Okay. Now, after I leave this soaking for like a couple of hours, what I am going is another rock right there just sticking up. I can put a little more water. Okay, so after this part is done, I will put these in different pots. The rocks will go in one pot covered with water. Of course, now, I guess I should say you're going to drain all of this water out, okay? So you're going to drain it all out. You're going to put the rocks in the pot. And then you're going to boil, or I will boil at a rolling boil. Once it gets to a rolling boil, then I will let it boil anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. At that point, I will turn it off. I will let them cool off, and I will strain all the water, everything out. I will sit these out and let them dry. Once they dry, I will put them in the container, the coffee container that I have, one for each one of these, and cover it up. And then when I get ready to get it all put together, I will come back and show you that. Okay, so they've all the rocks have been soaking in the chlorine bleach. I left them for 1 hour, and then I've rinsed them off. I have put them in this pan full of water. I have it on high, and when it comes to a rolling boil, I will leave it for 15 to 20 minutes. That way, all of these rocks will be sterilized. They will be rid of pathogens, disinfect them with any parasites. Everything will be removed. And then when this finishes, after the boiling time, I will turn the water off. I will let it sit. I will let it cool off, and then take it out, lay them out to dry. And once they dry, then I will put them in the recycled coffee containers till I get ready to use them. So they will have no more pathogens and no more parasites or anything like that, and they will be used for our filtration system for our water. Okay, so this is boiling, and now it will continue to boil for 20 minutes before I turn it off. The sand now has been rinsed. That was soaking in the water bleach chlorine solution. It has been rinsed really good to where the water is clear now. You can see the water. It is clear. It will just sit here in the water until I finish the whole routine I need to do with the rocks. So the rocks have been at this rolling, boiling for 6 minutes now. So this is the fitted sheet and the flat sheet that's 100% cotton that I will be cutting up and using in the filtering system. I've added, if you can see, about 1 inch of water above the sand line, and then I have added a half a cup of distilled white vinegar to it, and I will leave it sitting in here for about 30 minutes before I wash the vinegar out. Okay, now I have added some baking soda to it. When it stops sizzling, which will take several minutes, then I will rinse it all out, and it'll probably sizzle for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so this is after 7 minutes, and it's still slightly bubbling, but it is still bubbling. So we will check back on it in a few more minutes. About another 3 minutes, I'll come back and check on it. Okay, so after it stopped bubbling, I am going to put it in the oven. I only put it on 200 degrees. I put it on parchment paper, and I will just keep checking it periodically till it dries, and then I will take it out and store it in the reused Folgers coffee blend container until I get ready to use it. Okay, so I have started working on the bucket for the filtration system. I have put layers so far, like one big long strip, and then fold it, 100% cotton fabric, which is a sheet, inside the bottom of the bucket. I wanted to show you something. Now, this right here is the hole where the water goes out of, right here. So the sheets have to be above this section here. The first layer has to go above here, because then the next thing I will put on top, once I get this worked all the way up, I will put the activated charcoal. So we don't want no activated charcoal going out through this hole. It has to be above here so that the water can go through the activated charcoal before the water gets distributed through that opening. Okay, so I've got the bottom built up above this section here where the water will come out of and go in to the tube, and then go into the barrels. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is this right here. I have got it rolled up. I will pull it down to cover the bottom. I will put the activated charcoal on top of it, and then I will cover it up with the rest of the sheet, and then on top of the rest of the sheet will go the sand. In other words, I'll put the sand on top of it. So the very bottom layer will be, and then I'll follow that step through the rest of them. So the bottom layer will be the activated, not the bottom like this. This actually is all 100% material. If you have your hole on the very bottom of the bucket, then you can just start your layers. I had to do this and work it up above that little hole because it has to go through all of the stuff I put in it, which is the activated charcoal, the sheets, the sand, the sheets, the pebbles, the sheets, and then the bigger rocks. Okay, so if the hole were in the bottom, then you would just start like that. But since this outlet piece here we only was able to put it on the side, so it's like this makes it like if it were the bottom. I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, the activated charcoal is all in the bottom now, and with the rest of this sheet I will cover this up, and then I will follow the same procedure with the sand, the pebbles, and the rocks, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the sand. I am fixing to cover it up, and then the pebbles are next. Okay, so this is the layer of the small rocks slash pebbles. In this case, they are jaspers. Now the next layer will be the big rocks, or medium-sized rocks, I should say. Okay, so now I've got the last step in here, which are the bigger rocks, and I will cover them with this here, and then Lee will connect what he needs to connect to it, and I'll show you that afterwards. Okay, so now the filter system is connected to the gutter, and now Lee has to run a hose from there to there. Okay, so this is the final deal of it. Of course, Lee done an excellent job on it. Also, do thumbs up, honey, with your blue fingers. He's been painting the house. That'll be a separate video. Okay, so first of all, I'll kind of back up here.
Yeah, this is the filter.
Okay. So are you going to talk?
No, you are.
Okay. Alrighty. So let me back up and show you. So we've got
a rainwater filtration system.
Yep, rainwater filtration system. We finally got it completed. Now we have also a heater that wraps around like the bottom of it, two of them, like one in front, one in back. It just kind of intertwines however you want to do it, but we can't put that on yet until we actually get rain and we get water in the barrels, because we don't want to put it on in case anything leaks, because once we get rain, at that point we will find out if it's holding or if we need to reseal something at that time, and we don't want the heater in the way. So he got the gutter put up, and any leaves or anything, we have the what's that stuff called inside there in the gutter? The wire screen inside the gutter, and you can see it there. Then he's got the downpour there that goes inside the bucket with the filtration system, and then it comes out here into the barrel, and each barrel is connected. But then we've got the spigot, the water spigot here, and he's got each barrel connected. So once it starts filling up with water, at that point we'll have to see if it's sealed up real good, if he needs to tighten anything back up. And then we've got the overflow here. And so we've got it sitting on bricks. That way it's up and easy to get the water that we need. So as they start filling up, they'll pretty much basically all fill up at the same time. And the barrels are food grade barrels. I washed them out first. I washed them out with just the water hose really good. Waited 3 days, made sure there's no smells or anything. Then I washed them out with the Clorox solution and let it sit in there overnight with cloth material over the top where it could still air, but no bugs or nothing could get into it. And rolled it around in the yard and the grass and everything to get it all coated. So I did that with a Clorox. Waited 3 days. Then we went back again after dumping everything out and then doing the vinegar water solution. And we did that. And then after rinsing it all out, then we let it air out. Each time we let it air out, in between we had the tops covered with the 100% cotton cloth. And that way, you know, it stayed good. And yeah, so that's it. So he done good on the gutter. Put in the gutter guard inside of it. And now he's painting the house all blue. And yeah, so that's it. It's done. Well, we just wait, make sure nothing leaks after it rains, and then put the heaters on. Okay, so I backed up so you could see a good picture of it. He's putting all his tools and everything away from painting the house blue. Matches the blue roof now. And we're ready to collect our filtered rainwater. Good job, Lee. Good job, honey.